wrote on the intro there. This is the new post that we are on US. Delighted in the book. And all wish to join the show. I finally determined that my very first subscriber is Eduardo Brian Jones. Eduardo, thank you so much for being very It's the scent that doesn't get in the way of your own manliness. Yes, it's a cologne specifically for internet shows, chat. You can wear and busy confidently while going to a Google chat or Google meeting. Zoom works great on Zoom, doesn't interfere with your Wi Fi. Uh, and it allows that natural manly scent of motor oil and barbecue. Uh, Still doesn't mask it. It just complements that manly smell. Again, that's the Invisi digital edition of CIS new formula. Thank you for sponsoring me, CIA, and I will continue to slap on their product and will proudly wear it during my digital endeavors. Okay, technology tips for seniors, and I've actually made an outline rather than winging it like I normally do. Um, start this off with my number one tip, and that is don't be afraid of technology. Uh, Generally speaking, you can't break it. You're not going to break your computer, especially if you use a browser. So there's two concepts here. Uh, you have your computer, which is the hardware, the monitor, the screen, or monitor, screen are the same thing. Your printer, all those things are hard equipment. On top of that, first you have your operating system, and that might be Windows, or it might be, if you're using a Mac, the Mac OS, OS standing for operating system. Uh, so that then controls all of those hardware assets that you have, your printers, your screen, those things. Uh, then you run a program. So the operating system, Mac in this case, my case, runs, oh gosh, it can run a number of things. It can run QuickBooks to manage your finances. It can run a spreadsheet. It can run Word to type in a letter. And then, of course, if you want to use the internet, you have to have a browser. And your top browsers are Chrome, uh, from Google. That's a Google app, which is a browser. And then on Macs, you have Safari. There are other browsers, but I'm not going to get into those. Those are the main two. I mostly use Chrome and a browser called DuckDuck. Like whack, whack. DuckDuck is a good browser. It allows you to easily erase your digital footprint. In other words, it clears your tracks when you've gone out searching to websites and things like that. So there's a little flame icon on DuckDuck, and it'll clear your cache. Cache is for a storage. It's like a cache of weapons or a cache of gold. Well, here you have a cache of data that the browser holds, and DuckDuck easily erases it. Google Chrome and Safari can do that, but it takes a little bit more effort to do it. Uh, so there you have the first thing is an application program. Now, using the internet, again, you need to be prepared. And as I said, you can rarely do damage to an app. It's totally bad. Just delete it and reinstall it. And without getting into really exotic problems, and I'll get into protecting yourself on the internet. So you always want to stick with the leaders in technology. And this is going to be talking mostly about the internet and not about, or browsers and not about other application programs. So you can seek help with specific applications on YouTube. They'll help you out. The manufacturer of the application usually has supporting videos. So I always stick with the leaders. Safari, Chrome, DuckDuck for browsing. The same can be said for internet apps or apps on your phone. Make sure you know where the app is coming from. I'll give you some tips on doing that. As far as AI, I stick with ChatGPT, and it's a product from OpenAI. Microsoft owns a huge part of the company. It was started by Elon Musk, and the idea was to make it open, meaning, oh, look who's joined me, Mr. Wesley. Hello, Mr. Wesley. How's things in Catland? So that would be the AI. And don't be afraid of AI. Okay, it's a very, very good tool for you to have, and you should not be afraid of it. Except this is my opinion. All of these are my opinion, but stay away from deep seek, spelled all one word, DEEP, capital SEEK, deep seek, mainly because it's made in China. And China has a habit of being very nosy and collecting information. And China wants to know all about you, where you are, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't want to have anything to do with Chinese software in general. I just leave it alone. And that kind of goes for TikTok at the moment. I thought it was supposed to be purchased by a US firm, but I haven't followed up on that lately. So the China data invasion is well underway. It's been going on for years, and you don't need to feed your information in there. Let's get this one out of the way. Credit cards. If you're putting them into valid name brand products, you're buying something. I use PayPal a lot. I use Apple Pay. Google has a pay system. Stick with one of those pay systems. And if you enter your credit card, you can be assured that it is safe. It's in all your information is encrypted in the most secure method. And no one is going to, even if they pick the data, which is intruded into the system, hacked. Even should they hack Google or Apple, etc., PayPal, uh, they're not going to get that information that's usable. Okay, it's all encrypted, and that means that it's gone through. Remember, when you were a kid, maybe you had a super secret alphabet, and you just scrambled the letters, and one letter meant another, etc., etc. Well, it goes far beyond that. It just processes it to a huge multiplier, 10 to the 10,000, and then applies that to encrypt and de-encrypt. So there's a key that goes on. Little tip on your browser. If you typed in the entire string on your browser form with the HTTP :// google.com, it's not going to be HTTP, it's going to be HTTPS, and the S is like secure. So, should you ever see that address without the S, you don't want to go there. And your computer should tell you, your browser software should tell you, wait a minute, that's not a good idea. It's not a secure site. It doesn't use encryption. Okay. When I search for technology for apps, when I'm buying things on Amazon, etc., I'm a big believer in ratings. The You'll see a rating and it'll say for a product or for an app, it'll give you stars, usually on a scale, well, it's on a scale of 1 to 5. You don't want to mess with anything lower than 4. I tend to look at 4.5 or 4.6 as knowing it's a good rating. Then there's the number of ratings. Usually it'll be in a parenthesis after the stars. It'll have a number. If it's 5, then you know that friends and family of the creator of the app have done a review for it. So you got, which, like this good old boy down south, he could frequently be overheard saying nothing. And that's what it is. It's nothing. You got to have a solid number of people that have rated it. That way, that rating is averaged out and you get a true number. And it was very rare that you'd see 100, 400 reviews and it's 5 stars because somebody's not going to like something. So that's why, if I had to have it, it's a 4.2 and higher. Otherwise, I figure out I don't want to have whatever it is. So the rating reviews are very good, and again, by name brand, GM, Chrysler. I'm a big Tesla fan. So in the software business, Microsoft, your Googles, those types of apps. And an app is something that runs on your phone. There are few of them for the browsers. Google's got apps for Chrome, Microsoft, or there are some Apple apps on the Apple App Store that are for a Macintosh, or a MacBook, etc. Most all of them are for phones. Your phone operating system is Mac OS X, and I may be wrong on that. I don't know why. That's a senior moment. And golly, we got to mark that senior moment very clearly with, oh my gosh, no. Anyway, where was another pseudo sub-senior moment for that? Stop. So your phones and your tablets have an operating system. If they're an Apple product, it's an Apple iOS is the controlling software. If it's a Android phone, that's all Google. And Google controls all the functions of the app. And then again, you use a browser on your phone or your tablet. So where was I going with this? Though you want to know what the apps you're installing are, and they also have ratings at the App Store. And there's two ways to get an app, generally speaking. One is you go looking for an app, and you go to the App Store or you go to Google Play, and then you search for them. And some of the apps are paid to be on there, paid promotions. And again, you look for the name brand. On the App Store, which is I don't have an Android device, so I don't go to Google Play. If I'm searching for an app, the first one is never really the app that I want. It's usually number two, and that's because of advertising. Number two will be the name brand. You should be able to intuitively look at the icon, and an icon is a representation of something. And you'll see that, oh, that's PayPal. Yes, that's what I want. It's got the PayPal logo. I don't want something that helps me manage PayPal or all the other stuff. You want the app. So that's when you're looking for that. Otherwise, if you're on the developer's website and you're out there and you've read about it straight from the developer, you go to paypal.com, you say, okay, I want to install the PayPal app. It will take you to the App Store, but that's the only app you'll see, and you know that it's safe, as an example. Again, use the star ratings. I'm looking at my notes here. And you'll identify this. Oh, I know, identify. Here is another tip. Everybody's afraid of fishing. What's fishing? It's like going out and real fishing, except it's spelled PHSING, fishing. And how do I know that the email that I've got is really from someone I understand and recognize? First of all, as far as installing things from an email or going to a site, you always want to verify that the email is from who you think it's from, because phishing emails will be exactly outlined as PayPal, as if that email came from them. So what do? How do you know the fake one from the real one? And generally speaking, your valid apps, etc., will never solicit you to install something new. It's the other way around. You got to say, I want it. I want the latest update, etc. So these phishing apps make you think that you got to have this update or got to have this software. Oh yes, my friend told me about that. To identify it's a valid email, you go up to the very top of the email where it says sender or from, and it might say PayPal. You click on that sender and it expands the information to the real email address. And if it says from Gmail or from, Yahoo or whatever, well, that's not the company that you think it is. It's got to say paypal.com is where the email is. And that part, that paypal.com is what's called a domain. And you go out to a domain seller and you buy the domain and pay for it. And this was done long ago. And so Microsoft.com, well, the domain is Microsoft, okay? Or the domain is Google, or the domain is PayPal, et cetera, et cetera. You know by seeing that name that that is an email from that entity, okay? If it says gobbledygook at Gmail, you know it's a fraud. Delete it. Don't reply to it. Just delete it. And if you have the option of blocking it or setting it as spam, do that. So that's a tip on how to identify the authenticity or that email will actually be from that party. And again, the modus operandi is I'm selecting the app. I'm not being forced or to solicited on an email to install something on my computer. I really can't think of many examples where the email will go out to the other site. Now there's links, and then the bad ones are software that you actually install, and they have that blue hyperlink on them. And in that case, it actually loads a program, and you don't want to do that from an email, okay? You want to be very sure what you've got. You're not a large company software vendor is not going to have you execute a program. So that's dangerous. It can create all kinds of problems with your computer. It can install viruses, etc. So validate who the email's from. That's we're almost at the ending part, and I have so much more to tell you about technology that's good. Generally, don't be afraid. I mean, you have to be careful, but I don't think you should totally be afraid. And I'm going to continue on with these tips for senior to use technology. There's securing your internet. That's very, very important. Securing your browser, uh, being able to look on your machine to see if you have a virus. Usually you're going to go to a geek squad or a vendor if your browser or computer starts acting poorly, and they'll scan it for viruses. So that's a little bit more involved. So that's what I want to demonstrate and help you with in the future is security. So that'll be it for today's Tech with Seniors. Uh, Again, I want to thank Envisi for sponsoring this program. And, have a great day. Cheers.